Hello and welcome to Nationwide News on the network service of the NTA. I am Norlene Ebel-Ame with the news. Let's begin the bulletin by informing you that the federal government has accomplished a greater part of the laid foundation for immediate, medium and long-term prosperity of the nation. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, stated this at a press conference in Abuja. Kenneth Nanim reports that the SGF urges those proposing a nationwide protest to shelve such plans as President Tinubu's late administration is already addressing their concerns. The SGF urges Nigerians to leverage the opportunities of the present economic situation to build the nation, as development could only thrive in an atmosphere of peace and harmony. He pointed to the release of 5 billion naira to states to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal, 35,000 naira wage award paid to workers for a period of 6 months, signing into law of the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira as intervention by the current administration. Improving infrastructure and social safety nets across the country are other areas the current administration has focused attention on. Other ministers assured Nigerians that President Tinubu feels the pains the people are passing through and efforts are on top gear to reinvigorate the economy. Similarly, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has appealed to youth planning to embark on hunger protests in the country to reconsider their position, noting that violent protest at this time has the potential to halt the country's stride towards recovery. She made the appeal on the sidelines of the third quarter meeting of RHI state coordinators in her office. State House correspondent Adeni Itayo reports.
It is the third quarter meeting of RHI state coordinators, and wives of state governors are here to take stock and get updates on the activities and programs of the Renewed Hope initiative in the last quarter.
May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
A minute silence to mourn the passing of the late elegant stallion Onyeka Owenu opened the meeting.
Discussions will cover.
Then follows the business of the day, with Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu reeling out progress made in education, starting with 200 awardees of the Elder Nepal Scholarship, Young Farmers Club in Agriculture, and other key focal areas of interventions.
Additionally, RHI will provide 50,000 grant each to 1,000 women petty traders in the 36 states and the FCT to recapitalize existing small businesses and support their growth. The official launch is scheduled for August 22nd, 2024.
She disclosed that the winning design in the #One Nigeria Unity fabric has already been identified.
We are going to make sure that the fabric is locally made, so it's by Nigerians for Nigerians. So that's what we've been talking to local fabric and textile companies in Lagos and also in Kano. And they've actually given us a price today. So our first production would be about like 200,000, and then 5,000 to the state. Lagos will get 10 and Kano will get 10. So that's what we're looking at, so that we can wear it for October 1st.
With various initiatives in place by the federal government, the First Lady says the momentum is now on Nigeria's side to achieve national recovery, and called on youth to allow the initiative germinate.
Nigeria is like the new bride in international community, and the youth have to see that. You know, all those things are very distracting, and I will appeal to them. Be patient, and then don't make life difficult for those who are still having quite a challenging life.
In the State House, Adeni Itayo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Senate President Godswill Akpabio and other leaders from the Niger Delta have appealed to those calling for a change of government in what it terms the guise of protests to have a rethink and be patriotic, as this will be inimical to the peace in the country. They note that the present administration has genuine intentions for the people. Jen Bassi reports that this was at a conference of Niger Delta ethnic nationality in Port Harcourt.
Senate President Godswill Akpabio, while acknowledging the rights of the people to protest, frowned at those calling for a change in government. He notes that Nigerians should be patient and support the programs and policies of President Bola Tinubu's administration, stressing that the president means well and is sensitive to the concerns of people of the Niger Delta.
In this particular protest, since you have gone as far as including change of government, our hands are not there. We will not go out and protest. The 9 states of Niger Delta region have resolved collectively that they will not be part of this so-called proposed anarchy that people call protest.
Arising from past experiences, all the stakeholders foresee the possibility of the protest being hijacked, so proper guidelines and core issues concerning development of the region should be the focus of the people.
No be to the hospital, no day for Bonima. No be to the hospital, no day for Calabari land. It has always been there. These are anarchists. When you fail election, wait for another election season. It's 4 years. Go and sell yourself to the people.
This government has empathy. It is a government that feels the pulse of the people. And for that reason, I want to beg all of us, since we have unanimously agreed that we are going to own this government, we are not going to be part of people who want to say this government should fall.
While some youth leaders are considering the impact the protests may have on security and the economy, they are advising those aggrieved to allow the government some time, warning against actions that may breach peace in the country. In Port Harcourt,
Jenny Bassi, NTA News.
Now, following current agitations for proposed nationwide protest, the People's Redemption Party, PRP, calls on Nigerians, particularly youth, to resort to a peaceful resolution. PRP's national chairman, Falalu Bello, in a statement, is also urging the government to listen attentively to the cries of Nigerians and prioritize their concerns. He says in the last 9 years, PRP has consistently advocated for good governance, calling for a reduction in the cost of governance and task government to ensure prudent spending and eliminate wasteful expenditure, as well as emphasize the need to tackle corruption head-on. To bring about positive change and restore hope, he further reaffirmed PRP's determination as a party committed to democratic principles and good governance, as well as representing the aspirations of Nigerians. In view of efforts to discourage Nigerians from the planned nationwide protest, the Yoruba community in the FCT has appealed to the agitators to embrace dialogue. Chairman Yoruba community in Abuja, Abdul Hakim Moshebolatun, who addressed media practitioners, asked for more patience to enable the present administration deliver good governance. Charity Zaka reports.
This briefing by the Yoruba community had traditional rulers in attendance. The Yoruba community explained that although it is a right for Nigerians to express their grievance on issues they are unhappy about, but the citizens should think about the likely aftermath of the protest before taking to the streets.
We want to beg the people who are involved to consider the after effects of what is happening, or what will happen.
Chairman Abuja Yoruba community advised that there are other means to engage the government, including dialogue, adding that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration is very well aware of the current economic downturn and is applying every necessary approach to cushion the effect of the current hardship.
We'll come to roundtable and let us discuss. Why can't we go to roundtable and discuss first instead of going to violence? We want to beg our children, please, let us dialogue. The government publicly accepted, agreed that we are in pain, and measures are being taken to cushion the effect of this. please, we want to plead to the parents, our religious leaders, community leaders, to please talk to these our youths. We all understand where we are going. And the other side of it, we must say the truth. The government needs to do more. The government needs to carry us along.
The chairman engaged stakeholders in the sharing of the FCT palliatives by asking that the distribution should not be one-sided but be made even among residents of the FCT. Charity Zaka, NTA.
In a similar news, youth in their numbers in Gombe have taken to the streets to express their rejection of the planned nationwide protest in August. Emmanuel Akila reports that the protesters marched under security watch and ended with a rally at Government House, where they were received by Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya.
The groups comprise of students and coalition of youths from different segments of the society. They carry placards with different inscriptions describing their resentments about the planned protest in the country.
We believe that violent protests can lead to the closure of schools and disruption of academic calendar, which will impact the students negatively.
We discourage violent protests and we advocate for constructive engagement with our government at all levels.
They, however, hand over some requests to Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya as ways forward to ease the economic difficulties they are facing as students and youths.
And when there is no peace, you cannot go to school. What will follow is they will close all the universities. They will close all the colleges. They will close all secondary schools and primary schools. Will you allow that to happen? Will you allow that to happen?
Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya also met with security agencies, traditional rulers, civil society organizations, religious leaders, labor unions and business groups to find ways out of the economic challenges facing citizens and to enhance peaceful coexistence in the state.
The government should implement price control and constitute monitoring and evaluation team for proper supervision with immediate citizens' involvement in all government affairs.
The groups pledge continuous engagement with government to dialogue on issues of development and welfare of people of the state. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
And elsewhere, a group, Non-Violent Peace Initiative, NPI, is condemning in strong terms the planned protest and believes that in the country's history, unity and constructive dialogue are paramount to achieve lasting progress and security. In a statement, the National Coordinator, Ambassador Mohammed Sahun Idris, recalls the NSAS protest which resulted in economic losses amounting to 200 billion naira through vandalism, looting, theft, business interruption, burglary and arson. It adds that the recent announcement by the federal government to commence the reconstruction of the restructuring of the country is a significant step in the right direction as it demonstrates a genuine commitment to addressing long-standing issues that have hindered national development and security, commending President Tinubu for the dedication to this cause and willingness to implement necessary reforms. The National Youth Council of Nigeria and some democracy and social groups are advocating for an urgent national youth conference where government officials and youth leaders across the country can identify problems and propose both long and short-term solutions. They unanimously urged the youth not to participate in the planned nationwide protest. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Made our position known to
the National President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Sukubo Saraigbe Sukubo, at a media briefing in Abuja, is recommending a meeting with the National Security Advisor to meet delegations of the youth community to discuss government plans to reduce high cost of living.
These are things we feel that it is very, very important for the president to know.
The Nigeria Youth for Democracy on its part believes protest is unnecessary but called for National Renewed Hope Summit where all challenges can be discussed.
while we understand the frustration and challenges facing our youth, we are convinced that destructive protests will only hinder the progress we all desire.
The leadership of the National Female Students Association of Nigeria is similarly urging dialogue as the best way to resolve disagreement, describing protest as counterproductive.
Let us not be driven by anger and frustration, but rather by a shared vision of a Nigeria that is safe, secure, and prosperous for all its citizens.
Young Entrepreneurs of Nigeria is also calling on Nigerian youth to shun the planned August 1 protest and give President Tinubu more time to tackle the economic challenges bedeviling the nation.
We all have to consider the long-term benefits of the president's economic reforms across many sectors of our economy.
Meanwhile, a combined 3 groups, Take It Back, North Central Chapter, Middle Belt Economic Forum, and Renewed Hope Prosperity Ambassadors have called off the planned protest in the northern states, including Abuja. The groups cited concerns about the potential for destabilization and harm to their communities as the reason for their decision.
Alarmingly, therefore, this process has already garnered the endorsement of political opposition leaders who prioritize their own interests above the well-being of the citizenry.
Their decision was made after a careful appraisal of the situation and a fruitful interaction with some stakeholders in government. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And now let's take you to Kano, where against the background of the current security situation in the country, Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf is presently holding a meeting with stakeholders. In attendance are traditional and religious leaders, members of the business community and the academia. Abdullahi Mustafa is standing by at the Africa House venue of the meeting to give us a situation report. Hello, Abdullahi, it's over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. And as you rightly said, inside this hall are 3 categories of stakeholders. Just any time government wants to talk to the people of Kano, 3 groups, including the religious, traditional institutions, and of course the business community being center of commerce. So every stakeholder is here inside. And presently, as we are coming out, Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf was addressing them and telling them the purpose, which is known to everybody, that the situation in the country is every leader of the country, President Bola Tinubu, and all state governors are concerned with the sufferance or the situation Nigerians are going through. And he's optimistic that the president is committed to addressing such concerns as promised several times. And what he was saying is that the traditional rulers and of course religious leaders should continue to talk to the youth, and groups calling for the on the youth, the people of Kano, to join the August 1 protest. That being a commercial center, some criminals may take advantage or may hide behind that protest to loot and unleash mayhem, which may not augur well for both the organizers, the economy, and the country at large. And after speaking, he will also listen to the stakeholders from the Emir of Kano, that of Ranu, and various imams and other religious leaders, and of course the business community who... All right, so these are the group of people, and any moment from now they will respond to the governor's speech, and the governor promised to take the needs of the will-be protesters to President Bola Tinubu, which he said he will carry along all those stakeholders inside the whole meeting presently. So this is the situation here at the Africa House of the Kano Government House.
Very well, Abdullahi, thank you very much for your submission from that end. All right, moving on to another news. Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Zephaniah Gisalo, says a total of 667 intervention projects have been completed and certified across the Federation in 2023. The minister stated this at an interactive session with a cross-section of the media in Abuja. Kenneth Nanim was there and now reports.
Timely completion of constituency and other intervention projects in the rural communities sometimes are not realizable and they are abandoned to the detriment of the beneficiaries. This, Minister Gisalo says, the current administration is synergizing with all stakeholders to change the narrative to ensure quality projects are delivered to the people.
We are hoping that between 9th December, January, most of this project will be completed.
As the ministry overseeing the local communities and chieftaincy affairs, the minister says he will ensure that local government councils leverage the full autonomy granted to them to curb criminal activities and engender development in the rural communities. On the proposed nationwide protest, the minister acknowledges citizens' rights to peaceful protest but urges for reconsideration due to previous experiences of protests of such nature.
And recently, even Kenya, the one we are giving an example with Kenya, what was the result? They are counting losses. This government is not saying don't protest, but also look at the anarchy. What will happen to your children? What will happen to your wife? What will happen to your parents? What will happen to your property?
He also expresses government readiness to harmonize activities of the agencies under the ministry to enable them surmount challenges for sustainable development, while strategizing to strengthen partnerships on public awareness campaigns. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
More formidable groups across Nigeria have continued to disassociate themselves from the planned nationwide protests. Political correspondent Abubakar Akwanga reports that the latest body is the North Central Integrity Group, comprising youth leaders from the zone. The group cautioned youth not to allow themselves to be used as tools to cause destruction to lives and property and urged them to give Tinubu's presidency more time to put the economy on the right trajectory.
The North, we observe with concern the manner at which some disgruntled elements are head-bent on destabilizing the peace of this country through the planned protests, which will do no one any good. It is understandable that the nation is currently going through difficult moments as a result of certain economic reform, but we believe that the government of President Bola Tinubu, GCFR, is already taking necessary steps towards addressing them. Some of these measures include the newly approved 70,000 minimum wage, provision of free fertilizer to farmers, food palliative, and several other measures aiming at cushioning the economic hardship.
North Central Integrity Group lauded some of the far-reaching reforms initiated by the Tinubu's presidency within 1 year and commended the SGF for uniting the zone behind the government. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has asked Nigerians to consider alternative means to dialogue with the government instead of embarking on the planned nationwide protest. The CAN president, Bishop Daniel Oko, shared these thoughts when he led other CAN executives on a court visit on Governor Sharif in Government House, Asaba. Tessie Koka reports.
Young Nigerians recently fixed August 1st to commence a 10-day nationwide protest in order to demand reversal of some government policies. In less than 24 hours to the planned protest, the national leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, are in Delta State, calling on Nigerians to consider alternative means of expressing their grievances.
First, we stand in solidarity with the people of Nigeria. We advise that those people who really want to embark on planned protests will look back into the recent history of Nigeria.
As a state, we are doing our best to make sure that our people are being taken care of.
So protest is not the solution at this time.
Meanwhile, Civil Society of Nigeria, Delta State Chapter, National Association of Delta State Students, among others, have dissociated themselves from the planned protest. With August 1st staring at the citizens, it is expected that peace will be given a chance for Nigerians to remain united. In Asaba, Tessie, Koka, NTA News.
We are now linking up with Ngozi Mokwede in Asaba to give us an update. Ngozi, give us a general atmosphere in the state.
Good afternoon. It's always a pleasure to see you on air. The governor of Delta State has not rested on his horse in ensuring that the state is peaceful. He has been meeting with different groups, and most of them have been saying that they won't be part of the protest. Groups like the Civil Society Organization, non-indigenous groups of Delta State, the National Union of Road Transport Workers, just to mention a few. These groups have said they won't be part of the protest, but they are aware that there is hardship in the country, but they would prefer dialogue, that protest is not the right way to go, according to them. On the part of the security agencies, they said they have promised to protect lives and properties now and beyond. That is the situation in Delta State for today.
Good to know that, Ngozi. We appreciate your contribution there. And you are watching a nationwide news on the network service of the NTA. Let's pause here for a break. Stay with us.
In a land of peace and harmony, we cherish our freedom and unity. But around the world, we've seen how protests can spiral into chaos. What starts as a peaceful protest can sometimes end in anarchy, tearing communities apart.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days.
So those who experience it will run away from it.
Let's learn from these experiences. Let's value dialogue over destruction. Together, we can build a brighter future. Let's choose unity. Let's choose peace. Join us in the Peaceful Future Initiative, because together we can make a difference.
Kebbi State is now wearing a new look, courtesy the Comrade Governor.
As a teacher, a professional teacher, a labor leader, I said that I will make sure that I leave my footprint, even if I left office. People of Kebbi State will begin to pinpoint projects, and not only projects that are having direct bearing to our people.
Kebbi State under MNI, a documentary on the strides of Governor Mohammed Nasir Idris, Kaurangwandu, showing on NTA network service 10 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. on Thursday, 1st August 2024. Join us. NTA Television College Jos, with a pedigree of producing indelible professionals in the media space and an affiliate of the prestigious Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, for the award of degree in mass communication, calls on prospective candidates to leverage on the following courses it offers for 2024-2025 academic session. BSc Mass Communication, those with minimum admissible score of 180 and above who sat for the 2024 JAMB/UTME and direct entry, while 100 to 179 minimum admissible score can apply for the National Innovation Diploma NID in Film and Television Production, Broadcast Journalism and Television Engineering. For more inquiries, visit our website www.nta.tvcollege.edu.ng or call 0803 383 4343. Announcer, Registrar.
Thank you for staying with us on Nationwide. And more news on Nationwide from our Lagos Network Center with Adiola Komi Akere. Hello, Adiola. Good evening. Good to see you.
Good morning and welcome to Lagos. Connect with nature and you will find yourself. It is also important to thank you, Nolin, and welcome to Lagos. Connect with nature and you will find yourself. It is also important to respect and honor rangers who help to protect our biodiversity. These are points from quotes for the 2024 International Rangers Day. The annual commemoration celebrates the works rangers do to protect the planet's natural treasures and cultural heritage. Diana Ajale, who interacted with some rangers, has more on their impact and challenges.
From provision of consumable food items, building and writing materials to herbs, and other ecosystem services, the significant role of forests and parks to human life cannot be overemphasized. Importantly, there are people who sacrifice their time, energy, and even lives, sometimes in the line of duty, to ensure that forest parklands and wildlife are protected. They are called rangers.
Like elephant now. Some people they never even see elephants in their eyes. But we have the opportunity that we have the elephant in our forest that we didn't allow the hunter to kill.
Environmental activist Desmond Majekodumi highlights the significance of setting aside a day to honor rangers and the 2024 theme, which is 30 by 30. It emphasizes the need for at least 30% of the planet to be effectively conserved and managed by 2030.
The pure oxygen that we want is coming from mainly the forest because there's concentration of the plant life that's there. Or is it the sequestration of the carbon dioxide? And the scientists are very, very worried that the web of life is being damaged too much because the forests have not been protected the way they're supposed to be protected, and these rangers are doing that job.
World Rangers Day is a good opportunity to celebrate the crucial role rangers play in protecting our biodiversity and wildlife. Just imagine a world without rangers helping to checkmate people who try to destroy these important parts of the nation's biodiversity. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And on a sad note, legendary musician, actor, broadcaster Yinka Onwenu is dead. The iconic singer was said to have slumped after performing on stage at a social function in Lagos. Joel Mukwola reports that her remains have been moved from the Reddington Hospital, Victoria Island.
A household name with several groundbreaking albums to her credit, the iconic musician was passionate about her craft and could be said to have died in active service since he passed away after an energetic stage performance. Onyeka Onwenu made significant contributions that cut across sectors from music, acting, broadcasting, politics, and activism. In one of her interviews with NTA, she was quick to give glory to God for all she had achieved in life.
I remind myself every day when I wake up, you got to give thanks. You don't even know how you wake up in the morning. You're not in control. And you get up and you have sound health and God is giving you the wherewithal to look after yourself. You stay committed to doing His work.
Some of her colleagues in the entertainment industry described her as a multi-talented musician with a passion for excellence.
All of us in the creative industry family have lost a colossus. Nigeria has lost an icon, a true icon. It is sad, sad, very, very sad.
She's one of the pillars of our music industry, our entertainment industry generally. For this to happen is very scary, honestly. Well, all we have to do now is to say prayers for her and then ask God to comfort the family.
Born on January 31, 1952 in Obosi, Anambra State, Nigeria, the iconic musician, popularly referred to as an elegant stallion, had bachelor's degree in international relations and communication from Wesley College in Massachusetts and a master's degree in media studies from the New York School for Social Research in New York City. She had a stint in broadcasting where she worked with the Nigerian Television Authority and produced a documentary that gained attention in 1984 entitled Nigeria, a Scoundrel of Riches. She eventually served as chairperson of the Imo State Council for Arts and Culture in September 2013 and was appointed by President Goodluck Jonathan as Executive Director, Chief Executive Officer of the National Center for Women Development. Members of the Nwenu family have not officially announced her demise or cause of her death. In Lagos, Joel Ukbola, NTA News.
And may her soul rest in peace. Amen. And that's it from Lagos. Nationwide will continue with Nolin in Abuja.
Thank you very much, Adiola. And continuing with the tribute for Onyeka Nwenu, President Bola Tinubu extends his profound condolences to the family of the late Onyeka Nwenu, describing her as a queen of songs whose edifying and mellifluous rendition One Love in the 1990s evoked a fervor of fellowship and harmony. In a statement, the president recalls the many artistic interventions of the late musical icon in promoting public good, noting her classic collaboration with King Sunny Ade on Wait For Me, a melodic campaign on family planning in the 1980s, and celebrates the life of the versatile and extremely gifted artist who applied herself to the whole gamut of artistic enterprise and expression, bringing joy and laughter to many. The president condoles with the entertainment industry, the Imo State government, and the numerous fans of the departed star over this immeasurable loss. President Tinubu prays for the repose of the soul of the deceased artist and that she finds a place yonder where the music never fades and where there is dancing in the sun. The president states that the elegant stallion lives on in her immortal masterpiece. Similarly, First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu says she is deeply saddened to hear of the passing of the elegant stallion Onyeka Nwenu, MFR, especially as she interacted with her not too long ago during event to celebrate Mothers of the Nation on the 25th of May this year. In a statement, the First Lady says she left us doing what she loved, and her extraordinary talent, creativity, and contribution to unity and African values exemplified in her iconic song, One Love Keep Us Together, have left an indelible mark on the world of music, not only in Nigeria, but across the world. She says her thoughts and prayers are with the deceased family, associates, and friends during this period of grief, and prays that the Lord grants them the strength to bear this painful loss. In another tribute, the Minister of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musa Musawa, has expressed profound sadness over the passing of Nigerian music legend Onyeka Nwenu. The minister describes Nwenu's death as a tremendous loss to the music world, stating that a shining star, a true legend, and a shaper of cultural identity has been extinguished. Minister Musawa acknowledges Onyeka Nwenu's immense influence on the music industry, noting that impact will be felt for generations to come. She praises Onyeka Nwenu as a trailblazer, mentor, and role model who inspired countless artists and fans. The Mariam Babangida National Center for Women Development says it is with profound sadness and a deep sense of loss that it received the passing of one of its former directors general and Nigeria's musical icon, Lady Onyeka Nwenu, describing her as a trailblazer and legendary singer, songwriter, actress and cultural ambassador who has left an indelible mark on the music industry, the arts and the hearts of fans worldwide. In a statement, Director General of the Center, Dr. Asabe Valita Bashir, notes that as Director General, Onyeka Nwenu repositioned the center as a training ground for women, children, and the less privileged, while also spotlighting the plight of internally displaced persons, and this brought about developing rehabilitation and reintegration programs in the mainstream budget of the Mariam Babangida National Center for Women Development in the 3 most affected states in the northeast of Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe. She also produced and dedicated an epic music titled Not Alone to identify with the plight of the IDPs. It was during her tenure as DG that the International Day for the Girl Child, 11th October, was first celebrated nationally in Nigeria. Additionally, she endorsed the formal training of female artisans in the center and promoted the production of Ankara-made souvenirs in the center. The statement adds that Lady Onyeka Nwenu's remarkable career spanned over 4 decades, inspiring generations with her soulful voice, captivating stage presence, and unwavering commitment to promoting Nigerian culture. Her timeless classics such as Ikwe, Iogogo, and One Love continue to resonate with audiences, cementing her legacy as a true legend, and prays that her memory be a blessing and her music and vision continue to inspire and uplift the next generation. Another commercial beckons at this point. Stay with us on Nationwide. Thank you for staying with us on Nationwide. We shall now be taking you to our Ibadan Network Center, where Kemi Oshin is there to give us the next set of reports from that end. Hello, Kemi.
Welcome to Ibadan. Few hours to the planned national protest, security has been beefed up in Oyo State to forestall any form of lawlessness during the protests. Kehinde Omolosho reports that security agencies have organized show of force as part of their preparedness.
The police and other security agencies in Oyo State are showing their presence to make sure everyone feels safe during and after the protest. The Commissioner of Police told the security teams, including the police, Nigerian Army, Civil Defense, and others, that they are ready to keep protesters and the public safe.
If I decide to be a protester and citizen B decide not to be a protester, I should not, in the enterprise of my protest, encroach on the rights of citizen B. It is not my right to go and be coercing citizen B to join in my protest.
Similarly, the NSCDC commandant in Ibadan said one of the cardinal points ahead of the August 1 planned nationwide protest is that officers must ensure the protest is peaceful, no accidental discharge, and that officers must protect the facilities and critical national assets of the federal, state, and local governments.
We are asked to go to our various formations and protect the citizen, protect the critical national asset of the federal government within the state, of the state, and the local government, so that the hoodlums will not hijack the protest and destroy these facilities.
They also want troublemakers to stay away and not disrupt the protest. In Ibadan, Kehinde Omolosho, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. We now join Sadia in our Sokoto Network Center for more on Nationwide.
And thanks for joining us. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu has commiserated with governments, people of Sokoto State and families of victims of banditry with an assurance of giving all the required support to security agencies to bring to an end activities of insurgents and bandits in Nigeria. Governor Ahmed Aliyu of Sokoto State delivered the message at the flag-off of the distribution of relief materials to internally displaced persons in Zangon, Labengo, Goronyo local government area of Sokoto State. Elat Abdullahi reports.
This is Zangon Labengo IDP's camp, located about 2 kilometers away from Goronyo, headquarters of Goronyo local government, one of the areas worst hit by activities of bandits in Sokoto State. IDPs across the state are to benefit from 50 trucks load of assorted rice and grains, as well as 50 million naira cash and 20,000 bundles of wrappers from Sokoto State government, and additional 20 million naira donated by former governor of Sokoto State, Senator Aliyu Maga Takardawamako. Flagging off the distribution, Governor Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto stated that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is committed to securing the nation for peace and sustainable development. The governor commended the president for his various interventions aimed at improving quality of life of Nigerians. Governor Aliyu reiterates his administration's commitment of using all available resources at its disposal to restore peace in the state. To ensure equitable distribution to the targeted beneficiaries, the governor sets up a committee under the chairmanship of Ambassador Abubakar Shehu Wurno.
To call on our traditional rulers and ulama who are closer to grassroots to synergize with local government authorities on any strange movement in their domains.
Former Governor Aliyu Maga Takardawamako, Sultan of Sokoto Muhammad Saad Abubakar commended the state government for the gesture and appealed for more measures to tackle insecurity in the northwest region. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And that's it from here. It's now back to Nolene in Abuja.
Very well, Sadia. Thank you very much. Now, to achieve peace and development in Africa, dialogue remains the powerful alternative that offers the promise of sustainable solution. This was the message at the 7th State of the Cardinal Onaikan Foundation for Peace program in Abuja. Deborah Balakbobo reports that 50 new fellows were inducted into the program.
With the mission to foster lasting peace, harmony, and transformative development through social justice, dialogue, and resilience building, the Cardinal Onaikan Foundation for Peace has made its impact in 281 countries around the globe.
You are the torchbearers of hope, peace, and progress. Engage with empathy, lead with integrity, and remain steadfast in your commitment to building a better Africa for future generations.
Over the course of a year, supported by the Catholic Relief Services for several years, the program brings together 60 actors to reflect and refine peace-building strategies.
Just to say to the new fellows, congratulations. We heard about what a tremendous feat it is, I think, to be accepted to participate.
The International Fellowship Program is a foundation block to the promotion of societies where problems are resolved through dialogue.
The CUP's fellows were encouraged to embrace the opportunity with open minds to create a legacy of peace that will resonate for generations to come. In Abuja, Deborah Balakbobo, NTA.
And that concludes Nationwide today. Thank you for watching. I am Nolene Ebel Ame. Good evening.